85 News Live.
Good evening. It's Tuesday, April 16th, 2002. I'm Kelly Snow.
And I'm Mark Despotakis. Tonight, our top story. Secretary of State Colin Powell moves forward with efforts to bring about an end to the violence in the Middle East.
Today, Secretary Powell met with Israel's Prime Minister and is set to meet with Palestinian leaders tomorrow. Elaine Quijano has the latest from Washington.
Camp at Jenin, where some of the fiercest fighting between Palestinians and Israeli soldiers has taken place in recent weeks. Humanitarian workers call it a disaster. No food, running water, or electricity for thousands of people. And Palestinians say hundreds of civilians have been killed since Israel's military offensive against Palestinian targets began 2.5 weeks ago.
We calculate the numbers on the basis of reports from their families who claim that their relatives are missing.
In addition to the Palestinian casualties, dozens of Israelis have also been killed. There's no definite word if or when the Israeli army will completely withdraw from Palestinian territories.
We are prepared to finish our mission in Nablus and in Jenin, and to leave the cities when the government will decide that we have to leave.
Yet Secretary of State Colin Powell says he is making progress in his mission to curb the violence. Today, he met for the third time with Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. But neither Secretary Powell nor the president's spokesman would elaborate on the meeting.
The whole purpose of his trip was to try to bring about a diminution in the violence so that the chances of having meaningful political talks that can begin can be enhanced.
Tomorrow, Secretary Powell meets for a second time with Yasser Arafat at his West Bank headquarters in Ramallah. At the State Department, I'm Elaine Quijano.
In local news, since March 1st, Clarion County has been without a jail warden, but that's all about to change. The man picked for the job is Clarion County Deputy Warden John Traster. Traster, who has acted as county warden since former warden John Rowley resigned in March, has worked at the Clarion County Jail for over 10 years. Clarion County Commissioner David Seipert says Traster stepped in several times and has plenty of hands-on experience.
Ceremony. The members would like those residents who were prisoners of war to participate in the unveiling of a new memorial. The memorial will be dedicated to prisoners of war who were rescued and those who were not. A message on the memorial states those left behind but not forgotten. Memorial Day is a tentative date for the unveiling of the new memorial. Clarion Salary Board has approved another job opening. The board is creating the position of confidential secretary for the county's emergency management operations. The board says the position was created after the emergency management's director discussed the intense need for a clerical help. The position will be full-time with a salary dependent on experience. The county is already accepting applications.
The North Clarion School District is making a few changes. At the last school board meeting, the board unanimously approved 2 new policies. First, it will cost you if you want to learn how to drive. The district will be placing a $50 fee on the summer driver education program. Also, the board is working to set new guidelines on the confidentiality of student records. The board approved the motion to rewrite rules and guidelines on who may view the records and how they may be stored or released. Clarion University hosted a blood drive this afternoon. The blood drive was held in the university's Tippin Gymnasium from 11 a.m. until 5. Sponsored by the Red Cross, the blood drive was held due to the everlasting shortage of blood. The Red Cross would like to remind everyone that if you haven't donated blood in the last year, you are eligible. To find out when the next local blood drive is, you can contact your local Red Cross chapter.
Well, the Greeks are out to play this week. No, they're not battling in the Coliseum. Instead, they are using Clarion University's campus. Throughout the week, although the week started off with Olympics last Sunday, last night was volleyball and the Greeks were out to play. Intense battle between sororities and fraternities brought great cheer from above. The crowd was very supportive as their favorite Greeks played their hearts out. Well, if you missed volleyball, you haven't missed it all. The Greeks will be playing all week. Tonight at 8, you can catch swimming in Tippin Gymnasium, and tomorrow you can see the Greek Bowl in Hart Chapel. And of course, on the Greeks' favorite event, Greek Sing, will be held on Saturday in Mark Boyd Auditorium at 8 p.m. All are welcome to come and watch the battle of the Greeks.
An update to two stories we brought you right here on TV5 News. 1 month ago, King's Jewelry in the Clarion Mall was robbed. At this time, police do not have a suspect. However, they are asking for your help. If you have any information, police are asking you to come forward. The robbery took place just after midnight on March 12th. Now, if you saw anything suspicious, call the Clarion Police at 226-1710. The Clarion Police are also still looking for leads in the Farmers National Bank robbery. The robbery took place Thursday, March 28th in the Clarion Mall. The suspect was of average build and was wearing a baseball hat. If you have any information on this crime, either of the robberies, you can make an anonymous call to the Clarion Police at 226-1710. Yet, we'll tell you what to do.
Coming up, an unusual story about green eggs that you definitely don't want to miss.
But first, it's your turn. Your turn to tell us how you feel. Just send us an email or call us here at TV5 and let us know what you think of our program.
This portion of the programming was brought to you by the Clarion Bowl Arena, located on Route 322, 1 mile east of Clarion. Bowl Arena offers rock and bowl every Friday and Saturday night, and a game room with 8 pool tables and arcade games. Bowl Arena also offers bumper bowling for kids' birthdays and league play for adults. Call 764-3471. Again, that's 764-3471.
What is a hero? Are heroes born, or are they made? In after-school programs, your kids will uncover hidden strengths, discover they have the power to change their future, and find the hero inside themselves. Let us know you on after-school programs in your area. Call 1-800-USA-LEARN. After-school programs, helping kids find the hero within.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by the Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant. The Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant is located at 540 Main Street in Clarion and offers dining as well as a nightclub. The restaurant and nightclub are open 7 days a week for your convenience. Call Captain Loomis Hotel and Restaurant 226-8400.
I'm the best thing you ever had. Only things I'm guilty of. Giving you too much love. Making you crazy, making you correct. Making me fall. Give me suspect. Seem to think I'm playing her game. Don't you know? Should know her. This is me.
There's a better way to have fun with history. Visit americaslibrary.gov. Log on, play around, learn something.
You're watching TV5 with Zeta Tau Alpha.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live. Back. Have you filed your taxes yet? Well, if you haven't, don't worry. Here's several things you can do to prevent massive fees and penalties. The IRS says you should file as soon as you can to prevent fees from piling up. You can also log on to irs.com where you can print out the Form 2688. This form will enable you to file for an extension, saving you from penalties or late filers. One last tip, double check your paperwork because for the first time since 1988, the IRS is doing random audits. So be careful when you're filing out your late documents in a rush, you might just be audited.
And that was Kelly throwing her voice, so it looks like I was talking. Moving on, in Frankfurt, Germany, the trial of 5 Algerians suspected of plotting to blow up a French holiday market got underway. Prosecutors say the 5 Algerians are linked to Al-Qaeda and have entered their pleas. No details are being released for security reasons. One of the defendants was ejected from the courtroom for screaming, "Allah is my defender." The bodies of the 4 American soldiers who were killed in Afghanistan yesterday arrived at Ramstein Air Base in Germany today. The soldiers were killed during an explosives clearing operation on Monday. The Pentagon identified the soldiers as 27-year-old Staff Sergeant Brian Craig of Texas, 28-year-old Staff Sergeant Justin Golowiski of Kansas, Sergeant Jamie McGonis, 27, also from Kansas, and Sergeant First Class Daniel Romero, 30, of Colorado. The accident is still under investigation.
Dr. Seuss would not be pleased with this story. Plenty of green eggs, but no ham. A chicken in New Brunswick started laying the colored eggs on Sunday, and so far has produced 5 green eggs, as Dave Cross reports.
A green egg, again. That's the 5th one, actually. It started on Sunday, the week exactly after Easter Sunday. So Mom's saying it's Easter eggs.
News of the green eggs has been the talk of the community. Cormier isn't sure why the family chicken is laying weird colored eggs, but neighbor Mike Beers is getting a real kick out of it.
I couldn't believe it. I had to come over here and check it out myself, and once I seen it, I was shocked. Then I told my parents and everybody else there in Toronto.
Some farmers in the area say they've never seen green eggs before. Federal food inspectors say while it's rare, they have turned up in the past. Inspectors say there are certain breeds of hens that lay green eggs from time to time.
There's nothing wrong with it. We cracked one open this morning. It's just like a regular egg. And we're having tests done on it just to be sure, to be on the safe side. But Mom doesn't sell any eggs. It's just for the family.
But others are anxious to taste the eggs and answer Dr. Seuss's question. Do you like green eggs and ham?
I like to see them, because I don't know what they look like. But might be good.
Up next, I'll have your weekend weather outlook.
Also, NASA is teaching a 3rd grade teacher a unique lesson. But first, here's a look at tonight's stock report.
I wasn't going to school because I was making money stealing cars. Well, I was 10 when I first got involved with drugs. I skipped school because, you know, nobody cared.
When I first got pregnant, school was not important to me, so I dropped out.
Well, if I don't finish school, then I can't go to college. I mean, that's the whole point of what I want to do with my life.
I still need to go to school to make it for myself.
I think I'm happier now. I know I'm happier now.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant by Fox's Pizza Den. Fox's Pizza Den is located on Old Route 66 in Clarion and offers all-day delivery. Phone 226-5555. That's 226-5555. Fox's Pizza Den is open 7 days a week for your convenience. Phone 226-5555.
You know, we sing for millions of girls, but helping out in schools, that's the real deal, baby.
I know our love can multiply.
I'm the cute one, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been backstage before? 'Cause you're the exit.
I think you'll find that gravity is key in what I do.
Once was one, but now we're two.
I'm spinning out of
Oh.
This portion of the programming was made possible through a grant from Clarion Hospital. Clarion Hospital is located off of Exit 9 of Interstate 80. Clarion Hospital offers outpatient services, transitional care, as well as an emergency room open around the clock every day of the year. More than 400 employees and 80 physicians work to serve the community. Call the Clarion Hospital at 226-9500. Clarion Hospital, providing health care to Clarion County and surrounding communities since 1954.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.
This morning was a relief for many with sunny skies and warm temperatures. Many of us have all but forgotten last night's thunderstorms. Morning. Thunder rocks the sky as lightning lit it up. But that's not all Clarion had to contend with. A flood watch was in effect for Clarion County until 11 p.m. last night. Fortunately, all that has passed, and temperatures are at the highest they have been so far this year. Kelly Martin is not in today, so I will be filling in for the weather. So let's take a look at the maps. The satellite map for today is showing that the skies are basically clear over Pennsylvania. Actually, the whole northeastern territory doesn't seem to have any cloud coverage at all. It looks as tough Mother Nature is finally letting spring happen in the northeast. We'll go to the current front map to see if Mother Nature is still on our side. The current surface map is indicating that there is very little activity going on across the United States. It shows that just about everyone is enjoying clear skies like we here in Clarion. The strong winds from the ocean is letting Pennsylvania enjoy the long overdue spring weather. There's a little wind action going on in the Midwest, but hopefully it'll stay there. Now we will look at tomorrow's front map. Tomorrow's front map is predicting the rain showers are likely to hit the Clarion area sometime during the day tomorrow. If the wind begins to push the rain east, then Clarion will be rained on all day tomorrow. If the rain comes to us, that may result in cooler temperatures from the wind. We will go to the 5-day forecast to see if the rain and cooler temperatures are headed our way. For tomorrow, high 80, low 56, p.m. thunder showers. Thursday, high 85, low 22, partly cloudy. Friday, high 81, low 43, scattered thunder showers. Saturday, high 68, low 35, mostly cloudy. And Sunday, high 58, low 31, showers. So it looks like we may be getting rain tomorrow.
Well, how about that storm last night?
That was very intense.
I heard your dog was scared, or?
Yes, hid under the coffee table all night. But what are you going to do?
Well, and it's getting cooler again this weekend.
Right.
It's so odd.
Well, that's typical here.
It's odd. No, I think it's odd.
We need to be back in Florida.
All right, yeah, that's right. We've both been in Florida in the last month, and we want to go back. But actually, moving a little closer to Florida in this story, the big game lottery jackpot is growing, and the lines at ticket counters keep getting longer.
The jackpot now stands at $325 million, the second largest prize in the game's history.
And as Sean Caleb's reports, big game fever is setting in for tonight's drawing.
We're at Pilots, a service station truck stop on the border of Georgia and South Carolina, and what you're seeing is pretty much the story of the day. Scores of people waiting patiently in line for their chance of plunking down their money and the possibility of winning $325 million.
82754.
In 7 states, legions are lining up, hoping and praying they have the 6 numbers that will add up to $325 million. That's the staggering payoff of the big game lottery. A chance to be elevated from a working stiff to the filthy rich.
325 million. Don't have to work. Quit. I'd buy me a golf course and a bunch of four-wheelers.
The big game states, New Jersey, Michigan, Illinois, Maryland, Virginia, Massachusetts, and Georgia, have had 18 consecutive drawings without a winner. Now the odds of winning are 1 in 76 million. In other words, there's a better chance the Earth will be destroyed by a meteor than you selecting the right combination. Still, they come to places like Mildred's in Augusta, Georgia.
We even have people that drive up out in the parking lot and be in a hearse and have a body in the back to come in and play.
We've heard horror stories about people who stumbled into a fortune after years of scraping together a living. The Georgia Lottery president says if you're the big winner, be aware and be prepared.
We certainly recommend that you get someone you trust who's either a lawyer or a financial advisor who can help you through what's the best way to deal with a very, very large sum of money.
Now, some lottery officials are offering words of caution, telling people don't spend more than you can. But if the buying frenzy continues at this pace, we could set a new record for a one-time payout, more than $360 million. In Augusta, Georgia, I'm Sean Calebs. Now back to you.
Sometime in 2004, Barbara Morgan will make the transformation from elementary school teacher to star pupil. She was runner-up in the competition that placed teacher Krista McAuliffe aboard the Doom Shuttle Challenger in 1986. Now Morgan sets out to complete the mission. She will be strapped into the space shuttle and rocketed into the International Space Station as the first teacher in space. Morgan is a former third-grade teacher from McCall, Idaho. She now lives in Houston, where she has trained and worked at the Johnson Space Center since 1998.
Up next, Matt Ness is in with tonight's sports.
But first, here's a look at tonight's Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Hope you're a winner.
I don't want to eat.
Come on, just one bite.
I don't like it.
This portion of programming is sponsored by Reese Brothers, located in Drake Square Building in Oil City. Reese Brothers offers competitive hourly wage, plus daily bonuses, flexible scheduling, company-sponsored health benefits, and paid professional training. Call today at 1-800-365-3500, extension 684, or 677-9236 for your personal interview, or stop by and visit the Drake Square Building. Reese Brothers, where integrity and technology connect.
Hear the one about the rabbi and the reverend who like to party? A community coalition got them together with local restaurant owners. Now they host drug-free kids parties.
These guys know how to party.
It's just one example of what community coalitions can do. But it's not the only way to keep kids away from drugs. Visit helpyourcommunity.org to find out what your group can do. Because you get more
when you get together.
Wardrobe for some TV5 News staff provided by Fashion Bugs located in the Clarion Mall. Whether you're looking for junior trendy or fashion for women, they have it all with many different styles. Fashion Bug also offers a wide selection of accessories. Fashion Bug is located in the Clarion Mall, just off exit 62 off Interstate 80. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Sunday from noon till 5.
Pirates above 500.
They are. For the first time in 3 years. They're 7-5. They're going to go into Milwaukee tonight, hoping to go 8-5. So far, it's been a pretty good year for Lloyd McClendon and the Bucks, but it's only
going to last all season.
It's only 12 games. I mean,
Right.
There's 162 in a season. That's one of the many questions a lot of people are asking about the Pirates this year, but really only time will tell. And hey, 7-5 is a lot better than last year when they were 3-8.
Well, I'm not going to hold my breath. Yeah.
don't buy the World Series
That's
ticket.
right.
All right, the Pittsburgh Pirates take to the field tonight in Milwaukee. Game 2 of their 3-game series against the Brewers at sophomore Miller Park. Southpaw Jimmy Anderson takes the hill for the Bucks tonight after Kip Wells held the Brewers to 1 run over 6 innings last night. The Pirates are looking for their 3rd series win this year and an opportunity to go 8-5. Despite Tiger Woods' 3rd Green Jacket win at Augusta National this past weekend, the 68 Masters television ratings weren't par. CBS's coverage of Sunday's final round attracted an 11.5 rating, down 14% from the 13.3 last year. It was, however, the 5th highest rating in 46 years of coverage for the network. Oh, today's deadline day for NFL free agents to jump ship, but Pittsburgh linebacker Joey Porter will remain in Pittsburgh waters. The Steelers have given Porter, along with starting defensive end Aaron Smith and running back Amos Zaraway, 1-year, $1.2 million contract offers. None of the other 31 teams in the league were willing to part with a first-round pick to compensate the Steelers for signing one of the 3. In other NFL news, how much is being the first pick in the NFL draft worth? Well, just ask David Carr, the man the Houston Texans say they will select Saturday as the first player taken in the 2002 NFL draft. Carr and the Texans have agreed to a 7-year, $60 million contract that will pay him an $11 million signing bonus. The contract ensures that Carr will be paid roughly $17 million over the next 3 years. That's all for the Tuesday Sports Report. I'm Matt Ness. Now back over to Kelly and Mark.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you, Matt. That's all for the news tonight. Join us tomorrow night at 7 with Jackie Nealon and Pat Grace. And one correction to a story brought to you earlier, the Greek Sing is Saturday at 3 p.m., not 8 p.m. So go out and see that. Coming up next, feedback with Mark Despotakis. Tonight's show is a blast from the past, a look back at Mark's interview with jazz vocalist Ann Hampton Calloway. The show is from October of 2000.
Definitely one of your best.
And perhaps my favorite show, so I'm glad we're showing that. For everyone here at TV5, I'm Mark Despotakis.
And I'm Kelly Esno. Have a good night.
September 11.
You're watching Clarion's very own TV5 News Live.